We're in the beautiful Southland region, New Zealand this morning. Helicopters working the fields. Gavin Hurley from Hurley's Fly Fishing. Our mission, if you accept it, is to get this young man a trout on fly. Can we do it?
We can certainly do it. You're up for it, Jed, aren't you, mate?
Am.
Good work.
This is all about showing people that fly fishing really isn't that hard. Let's go smack him, mate. In fact, I've already seen one. Can you see him, Gav?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Look at the size of him. So you're fairly confident, Gav, eh?
Yeah. Righto, just take it easy there, because we're quite high in the bank. We don't want these fish to see us. So you just need to slow down when you get to the river and just see what's around. And right now I can see a couple of fish right on the surface. Hopefully they'll probably either taking willow grubs or a spent spinner, because there's no hatch at the moment. So it's a great time to be here when they're going to be on the surface.
Let's go down and catch him.
Yeah.
Sounds too easy, Jet.
Sure does.
But what we're going to do, so you cast it and you got to, excellent, and let it drift through. So if that fish is there, we don't want to rip it up just yet.
Yeah.
You wait till it drifts through, because then otherwise he'll hear all the noise and the splashing if we're ripping it back up again.
It's very, very easy to get frustrated as an adult who knows how to do something when you're watching a child trying to do it and they just can't get their head around it.
Yeah,
just really important, keep the positive feedback coming. Just keep trying different techniques, because when it does all come together, it's going to be a pretty special moment.
Now, in a really short space of time, Jet's improved out of sight. There's a few things you need to work on when you're casting. People will talk about the arcs from between 10 and 2 with the rod, not going too far back, not going too far forward. It's all about repetition, and he's coming along really well. The other thing we need to remember is not to use too much wrist. You really want to use your arm without bending your wrist, which again can give you a bigger arc and you lose a lot of your power and direction. So with a few simple rules, he's going to come up trumps pretty quickly.
So we've moved upstream because the water's flowing a bit harder here, so the fish will tend to sit with their head into the current. It makes it a bit easier for Jet because he can come up behind him. We've got fish moving between these two trees here, nice on the bank, and we've got fish moving along the edge here. So we're just going to sit and wait for new fish to come into the area. Jet's going to put the cast on them. Good boy.
So there's one just in there under these willows. You can get that grub in there. Perfect. Excellent.
Good
excellent,
boy.
Excellent. He's coming over to it. Strike! Strike!
Yes! Good boy.
Yes.
Go!
Oh,
Give him a bit of line.
good luck. If you can pull him back in.
Walk backwards.
Walk back. Yep.
Just walk backwards. You're doing a great job. That's a great cast, mate.
Yep. If you can pull him back and turn the rod on the side.
Turn the rod this way.
That's all right.
That's it.
That's it. And yeah.
Yeah,
good.
that's it. Keep walking back. Just gentle, eh? Just
Well
gentle.
done. That's
It's only
good.
a light leader. That was amazing. This fish was coming up on the willow
Well done,
grubs, and he just had to have it, Jet.
He sure did.
Now remember, if he goes to run, you got to let go of the handle. Just slowly pull him around. That's a big fish. You want to see the tail on this thing. It's a beautiful fish, and when these fish are on these willow grubs, they just want to eat it, don't they?
They do. They do. It's like chocolate.
Like chocolate.
I like chocolate.
Yeah.
You like chocolate?
Let him go. Yep.
Let him run if he wants to.
So the hardest bit was getting him out
Of the snags and...
Yeah, which you did well. You're a bit of a superstar, mate.
Just keep that up high. You're doing. He's a nice
Oh
fish.
my God, he's nice.
He's a big fish, Jet.
So we don't have to pump him like a snapper.
Yeah.
So we'll just hold him there. We need him to tire himself out before we can get that net under.
This is a big fish, and most big fish are lost close to the net because you haven't got that stretch in the line. Don't want any more in, Jet. Just slowly lift his head if you can.
That's as far as I
Yeah,
can
no,
go.
that's fair, that's fair. No, that's all right, it's all right. He'll come up. And it's so cool. We've got an excavator working behind us, of all the places. You can hear him digging away.
Hey!
Well done,
yes.
mate. Well done.
Hey,
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
that is
Oh, that's a beautiful fish. Look at
a
that.
huge brown trout on fly. Now, the casting was average first thing this morning, Jet.
Very average.
You've improved dramatically, and that is what they call the proof in the pudding. Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey, I want to see your face. Well done. One little fact you might not know about trout, they don't actually have scales for the first year of their life. And they've got more chromosomes than people. Isn't that weird?
It's weird that you know that.
Oh, just the things I know. I know lots of interesting facts about fish. We'll pull the hook out, let this fish go, and then I think we might need to do a little trout dance, Jet. What are they? What's this called?
That's the floss. This is my first New Zealand brown trout. What a beauty. Let's let him go so other people can catch him.
What a beautiful
Oh,
thing.
look at that. He's just here. And his pecs are out like a striped marlin.
He's a big, big fish.
Interesting fact, in New Zealand there are 9 sheep for every person and their population is 4.5 million.
Your fly fishing setup is so different to a normal rod and reel, and it starts at the business end here, a little fly. This one's a nymph. All your flies are made of both artificial and natural materials. It's tied to a leader. Now your leader's normally around 10 feet long. It starts with a thick butt end, which is attached to the fly line, and actually gets thinner. It's tapered as it goes down towards the fly. That's to help the fly shoot through the air, made of mono. As I follow my leader along, I eventually get to my fly line. Now you see the fly line there, it's rubberized, and on the end there's a loop. I simply have a loop on the end of my leader, it loops through the fly line, and that gives you the connection. The fly line is around 30 metres long. As you can see, it has 2 colours there. Normally the first colour is your weight forward bit, or your shooting bit, and then you've got the running line in the back, which is the green. That is then connected to your backing. Your backing, you can just see it under there, it's orange, 150 yards of 20-pound fins braid. Now the fly line, that's used to push weight through the air, it's your sinker. The backing, that's your standard fishing line. If you hook a big fish, that's what you fight him on. That's pretty much the technical setup of all that. Then you've got your fly reel, large arbor, nice and easy to use. There is a drag on the end there. And your fly rod, very different to a conventional rod. It doesn't have a butt on the back because you're holding it here like this. You're actually using that rod to cast that line out to where the fish are. And once you hook him, well, then the fun part begins.
Now this is the willow grub that we use. It's a piece of foam tied to a hook. Very basic, but it works an absolute treat. The natural willow grub has a hint of yellow, and the fish just see this yellow and munch on it. They can infest the whole willow leaf. There can be 10 or a dozen at one time. There's a lot of willow trees around here. So plenty of food for the trout and plenty of fun for us fishermen.
So one of the problems we're faced with today is just too many fish. We've got heaps of fish moving in between us and the willows, and just behind them is a really, really big fish. We don't want to spook these fish till we get to that one. We fish these fish, they've moved on. Now we're going to put a grub back on and we're going to try and find that monster, which is sitting out in a pretty good position. I reckon Jet will be able to cast to it. So this is the one. That's the one, that's the one. Yes, yes, yes,
Well done.
well done, mate. Well done. Just strip that line slow and steady.
Oh, fantastic.
Now take your time
Well
here.
done.
Take your time.
Well
Just
done.
he'll want to take line. Let him take line through your hand if he needs to.
That's good. Let him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, you got to hold it. That's it. Yeah, that's a boy. You hook it on your finger.
done.
Just let it slide through. Get the rod up, rod up, rod up.
Yep.
That's a boy.
Hold on.
Take your time. Take your time. That was excellent, Jenny. Oh my goodness me. That was like rod up, rod up, rod up, rod up. Keep the rod up.
That's it.
That's it. That was like being at the lolly shop looking at all the candy for an hour and you can't find the 10 cents in your pocket. It was killing me. He's a good fish, mate.
Finally, it just landed on his nose.
I'm so proud of you, my friend. That was just magic. How good was that?
That was perfect, wasn't it? That was good. I only needed that one cast.
One
and
cast.
It was perfect.
I put about 40,
Gav,
50
you have
in
the
there.
patience of a saint. Now
Look at the colour
yeah,
of
just
him.
take our time here, Jet. He might do a big run if he does.
Yep.
Let him run. Oh, that is, my heart is in my mouth, Jet.
Yeah.
Well done.
That was insane. And I was worried that that cast was like too
Just
on him.
watch the fish, watch the fish.
He it landed on his nose and he just came up and smashed
It
it.
can't be too on him, mate. Not with these ones. And normally fly fishing is about the art and the delicacy, but these fish in this period different.
Oh, look at
Absolutely.
him.
With the
He's got
willow
that
grub
pipe.
feeders, they're just very aggressive towards it. There must be so much goodness.
Yep.
And they're very forgiving, as you said, so that was pretty good.
He almost doesn't
I
look
reckon he's got a
real.
chance.
We get him in the net almost.
Just take your time, take your time.
He's going to get Gav.
He likes Gav.
Yes!
Let's
That
go.
is, Jet,
Yes!
you don't get a high five, you get a hug.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a magnificent New Zealand brown trout, and I am just, the proudest dad in the world, and the whole idea about this was, we said fly fishing for dummies. Not that I think you're a dummy, Gav, it was just to show that it doesn't have to be that hard. Anyone can do it. And when you see the size of this thing, you're going to be very impressed. Jet, you caught a lot of fish. How special was that one?
Very special. You got to work so hard to catch them, and it's just the best feeling when they grab it.
We said fly fishing for dummies. I nearly spat the dummy. It was killing me. So Jet, when that cast landed and you thought, oh, he might actually eat this, what went through your mind?
My heart raced. I don't think anything went through my mind. I was just like, mind blown, actually.
I'm hearing you, these fish in New Zealand, they are mind-blowing. You must get a buzz out of this, Gav, because you put so many customers on the fish every day through the season.
Absolutely, well, especially like with Jet being so young and how exciting it is, you know, it is fantastic. It's not like a real job.
Just whack him in the net, mate, give him a swim. Yeah. Someone actually said to me the other day, he said, I can never catch my first swordfish again, I can never catch my first brown trout on fly again, but I can relive the excitement through someone else's excitement.
Yeah.
And I reckon that's a beautiful thing. If you can teach someone the art of fishing, find someone who maybe has never fished, take them on a fishing trip, the joy you'll get from that, it really is heartwarming, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, just, you know, the enjoyment that Jet's getting, and there's plenty of sons and daughters out there that just want to do it as well, so every reason to take them out and show them the outdoors.
Seriously, how lucky am I to be catching wild brown trout in New Zealand? Look at this beaut. I'm going to release him back into the river. Off he goes.
Now, as a guide, how often do you actually get to wave the wand?
Never when I'm guiding.
Well, you do today, because technically you're not guiding.
Yeah.
It's just two mates going fishing. So, if you can actually catch a fish for me, mate, I'd really appreciate that.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Beautiful little fish, mate.
He is.
He
a couple
is
of pound, eh?
actively feeding, lovely cast. And he moved across and ate it. That is what I call quality. Look what happens when you give the guy a cast. That was just such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And the water's so clear. I mean, this is the land of beautiful cold rivers, trout fishing dreams. It's just amazing, isn't it?
It is. If you could design a place for trout to live, that's New Zealand.
Oh, it is. And is the South Island better than North Island?
I think it's different. There's a lot more rainbows in the north as well, but I think the scenery's better here and a lot more good country. You know, it's an amazing place.
Well, that is a beautiful fish, mate. When he turned and I saw him just go with the spot as his camera said, it was such a good thing to see.
Yeah.
And very small for a Kiwi trout.
That is. I mean, they normally get born about 3 pound and grow bigger. This one, you know, was born about 2 pounds. You know, so yeah.
Mate, we might not even need the net for this, eh?
No, you could.
What do you think? Oh, he's a jumper. I'll just wet the hands first. And these little fish actually give a pretty good account of themselves, don't they?
They do. Yeah.
Oh! Now,
Little thoroughbreds. Yeah.
brown trout traditionally aren't jumpers in Australia, are they?
No.
Like the rainbows?
Yeah. Rainbows are obviously do more, but if I had a hook in my mouth, I'd probably jump as well.
Yeah, I'd probably jump a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little at first. So the head's out of the water. That is a beautiful, beautiful fish, mate.
Yep.
At any size, these things are amazing. And what blows me away, I'll just give them a little bit of swim. What blows me away about these fish, a trout of a kilo will actually hold 2,000 eggs. So you get a fish of 5 kilos, it's potentially holding 10,000 eggs.
Oh, wow.
And that's also a lot of food for these fish when they come through the system.
Oh, certainly, certainly.
Mate, we'll get this fish off.
Yep.
Because the way you did that, I reckon 3 more casts, 3 more fish. We'll be back at the Lumsden pub. Good work. You happy for me to do honest?
Absolutely, mate. I'll keep
Beautiful.
catching, you keep letting them go.
I like the way you work. There you go, mate. Just down there. See you later. How beautiful. Even the small ones rock my boat.
When you're not sure what the fish are eating, I carry a sieve around with me and you simply place it under the water. And that's what you're doing this for, to find out what they're eating, and in this case it's little spent spinners. So we tie on a spent spinner pattern and hopefully come up trumps.
turn, and you've got him.
Yeah. So that was pretty good, mate. There was a couple
Pretty good.
rising there. Yeah.
Gav just walked over and saw two big fish and said, I reckon I'll put a cast in and they'll eat for sure. Now, why were you so confident those fish were going to eat?
I see them just under the surface, and all they're doing is looking up for, in this case, spent spinners.
Yep.
So that's the dun that died last night upstream and is swept down in the bubble line. And they're just looking for some tucker.
That is a beautiful fish, mate. And the other thing is, there's still a fish just as big as him feeding over there. I will detach your net. Now, how many gadgets do you reckon you've actually got on this belt of yours, mate?
47. You cannot go fly fishing without 47.
So, do you think it's true to say that fly fishing is an accessory sport?
Yep, that's certainly true to say that.
47 tools of the trade.
You certainly need them at various times.
It's amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it? I do love all the great... He's got a green head, this fish.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful trout. His head is bright green. Just sensational. Oh, the colours are just unbelievable. That's him.
Well done.
Well done, mate. The colours on this fish, that's why you're a fishing guide and I'm not. The colours, just come and check this out, even while he's in the net. Look at these spots. Look at that. That is just phenomenal. Look at the colour of that fish. How's those orange dots? Are they all marked up like that?
No, they vary, but that's an incredible.
That is just phenomenal.
Painted on with the text of those ones.
I'll show you this entire fish in about 2 seconds' time. Well, Gav, seriously, I have not seen a trout that pretty for a long time.
Yeah, they're stunning.
That's wrong, isn't it? Is that a spawning thing or just different
No,
fish?
they're like that. Some of them you'll get, even smaller ones will have that coloration and it goes through their lifespan.
Yeah.
And others, look like a Tasmanian trout, with a lot more spots. So.
What always blows me away is you can catch such a big fish on such a small offering. It proves that elephants do truly eat peanuts. Seriously, this fish would weigh about 1,000 times more than that fly.
Absolutely, so he needs to eat a lot of those flies.
He needs to eat a lot, which puts the balance in our favour. Well done, mate. So Gav, if you could use one of those 47 gadgets, that is the hook remover.
Yep.
How good is that? And that is our fish. I'm going to ask you a serious question. As we release this fish, look at that thing go, like how beautiful is that fish? Away it goes. He's going to just sit between my legs and disappear out the back. How many years have you been fishing for trout in New Zealand?
I've been coming here for nearly 20 years, so we've built up, quite a bit of knowledge of the area.
All the trout you've caught, how many have you personally taken home and eaten?
None.
I knew that was the answer. I just had to ask. They've all swum between legs and over there, they're all still in the river for you to catch. Behind us, the Lumsden Hotel. I promised this bloke a bevy because he deserves it. How good was it?
Oh, it was an incredible day with the dun hatches, spent spinners, and the willow grubs were just incredible. That even worked for you, Tiger, didn't they?
Yes, they sure did.
Pretty special, hey mate?
Very special indeed.
It was so good. If you want to come and do this, speak to this man, Gav from Hurley's Fly Fishing. He is the man and he will put you in this picture. Now, time for a palmer. Let's do it.